Spoofer Ravenberg here. Unfortunately for you, members of my tribe, the Kraken actually appeared over there. I pressed record on my camera, but after recording it, the video automatically deleted itself. It was a supernatural erasure of the video on my camera. So, although I saw personally I saw the Kraken out there in the ocean, unfortunately the Kraken didn't want it to be recorded, so it was deleted off my phone, off my camera, which is disappointing because I wanted to show all of you members of my tribe the Kraken. Maybe next time, if the Kraken appears, he might let me keep the video recording. We'll have to wait and see. Now, on to other news. I had the weirdest, really weird dream last night. I was trapped in a well. I could not see. I was standing down there looking up, and the lid of the well was closed, so I could not see the sky, I could not see the stars. I had no real point of reference. But suddenly the earth pushed me up with such force that my head made the wooden lid split open. And I ended up in a factory, a tyre factory, and there was a ferocious smell of burning rubber in the tyre factory, which was very strange. You don't usually get a burning rubber smell in a tyre factory, but that's the way it was in the dream. It was nauseating, members of my tribe. The foreman in the factory, he brought me to the canteen and he bought me, from the vending machine, he bought me a Mars bar. Now when I opened the wrapper of the Mars bar, instead of a Mars bar in my hands, I had a mossy stone. On the stone was an inscription, and the inscription said, "You will save the world from the ping pong and the needlecraft." It was in very small writing, very small inscription, and I asked the foreman, I said, "Is this message for me?" And he nodded his head. He said, "Yes, it is, Mr. Ravenberg." So he knew who I was. The foreman in the tyre factory in my dream knew who I was. And then he left, and a woman came in, and she ripped open her face, and she had, really, it was the face of, you know, the Predator out of the movie. It was kind of like that face. And out of the mouth, or the mouths of the Predator thing, came a little spark. Now the spark landed on the carpet in the canteen, and suddenly the canteen was on fire. We had to run out. We ran to the stairwell, myself and the employees of the tyre factory, but the stairwell had also been destroyed, and so we had to jump into the abyss, and we were screaming forever. Now, you know, they say that if you fall in your dream, and if you hit the ground in your dream, you will actually die in real life because of the shock. Well, I didn't hit the ground. I fell into a new dream, and this was like a game show, and you had a Japanese woman. She was showing the prizes that had to be won, and one of the prizes was a needle, a syringe filled with some sort of chemical. Now that can only be the ping pong, the needlecraft. I did not want to win that prize. I did my best in the quiz not to win the prize, but suddenly I won it, and I had to run out of the studio, and then I woke up. So it was a very strange, very foreboding, weird, and very dismal dream. Very dismal. I believe it means I was chosen to help the world fight against the ping pong and the needlecraft. That was obvious from the mossy stone with the inscription in the canteen of the rubber factory with the nauseating smell of burning rubber. That's without doubt. Why I had to win the prize, it probably means as a tribal leader that I have been chosen to make the ultimate sacrifice. That I will actually get the needle injected into me so that no one else will have to endure that torture. I will have to die so that all me tribal leaders, and well, there's only one tribal leader, that's me, all me minions, all me tribe members, they will be able to live in peace by my death. Now, moving on from my dream, I want to say that there's something very strange going on in the air, and I noticed animals are acting weird. I saw a bird the other day. It was on a branch, and suddenly it flew away. You know, that doesn't make sense. Birds flying away. And then there was a cow in a field. He had a bell around his neck. It might have been a she cow. It wasn't a bull. Yeah, it was a she cow. And suddenly the cow mooed. It didn't bark. It didn't meow. It didn't caw. It mooed. So there's something weird going on with the animals, and the animals are a kind of an augur of a change, a very seismic shift. And I believe that seismic shift is a magnetic shift. And this happens every few million years, where a country will suddenly move to another part of the world. So Ireland, for example, will suddenly be on the equator, and maybe the equatorial countries will suddenly be in the frozen wastelands of the Arctic. Now, I was pondering about that. Antarctica would suddenly be a tropical paradise. Now, a lot of humanity is going to die from this seismic shift, because suddenly it'll be freezing or it'll be too hot and we won't be able to cope. But I think there's something, Antarctica, people talk about Antarctica a lot. I think we as the tribe, we have to look out for those very pesky penguins in Antarctica. Because with this seismic shift, they will suddenly be in a very fertile place. Now, they have already decided to walk on two legs, like humans. They're the only birds that really walk like that, walk like humans. I believe penguins were humans. They evolved into birds, and I believe they will be the number one enemy of man, the penguin. Especially, the king penguins will be bad. Massive ego there with them, but even more egotistical, more dangerous will be the emperor penguins. We will have to keep an eye on them when the dust settles, when we have this magnetic shift. Now, so what are you saying in the live chat? Someone is saying that I've predicted this magnetic shift 7 times in the last 7 years. Okay, right, you are blocked. You stupid fucking cunt, you're blocked. And don't you worry, by tomorrow morning, 10 new tribe members will have replaced you. You'll have been replaced 10 times over. Oh my god, there's a plane. It's coming over the headland. I think that's a UFO. It doesn't look like a plane. I think it's a UFO. Did you see that? It disappeared behind the rock. That was really, really strange. So yes, there'll be 10 people replacing you by the morning. You who tried to bring up me past failures at predicting things. Look out for the penguins, people. Look out for the penguins. They're not to be trusted. When this magnetic shift takes place, and I believe it'll take place in a matter of days, or in a matter of weeks, or in a matter of months, or possibly in a matter of years, but it will happen. It will happen. And when it does, those penguins that waddle about and we laugh at them, we think they're cute, we go to the zoo, we find it funny that they walk and then they swim. Those bastards have the intelligence to make their own guns and their own bombs, and to take on humanity. I believe we should start, before this magnetic shift, we should start sending divisions of my tribe. Arm us all with clubs. We go down to Antarctica and we bludgeon as many penguins as we can find, so that when we have the magnetic shift, the emperor penguins and the king penguins won't pose a very serious risk to us in the tribe. Okay, I'll leave it there. Love yous all. Love yous all. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love yous all. Blown kisses in my rear view mirror. Love yous all. Have a song in your heart. Keep a song in your heart. And feck them. Feck them if they can't take a joke.